Good afternoon, lovely peeps. I haven't done a vlog now for almost a week because I haven't been very well. And unfortunately, I was back to work with a short sharp bang on Monday. I wasn't very well last week. I was at the very end of my Cleo Vance on my second month, and I was suffering with real bad electrical shock flushes, which was giving me migraines. And I just really should have known things were going to be bad when I watched a catch-up of Britain's Got Talent on Sunday and started crying at Ashley and Sully. So from there was just no going back, really, was there. But my joint pain have been really bad, actually, since I've been back. Now, I don't know whether that's because we have wonderful wet weather in Wales, or whether it's just what's going on with my body at the moment with the menopause. Probably a mixture of both, but my joints have been particularly bad, if I'm honest, since I've come back from the lovely sun to wet blighty. And obviously I just haven't been well for a week, I would say, really. I've had migraines every single day. I've taken a tablet again already today. Yesterday I had to take a tablet. It's been probably every day this week. I'm actually having a flush now while I'm speaking to you, but I'm just going to ride through this because I keep telling us we've got to ride the crest of the wave. So as I have a flush, we'll just ride the crest of this wave. I suppose the worst thing for me with this is when I'm not very well and I'm suffering the migraines, my anxiety level goes through the roof because obviously I'm unable to do what I want to do. So it just means that it puts me under pressure, really. And I think being under pressure is not good for my personality. I just like to kind of, I said before, be in control and know what I'm doing. So when this happens, it just kind of knocks me for six, really. And then I get anxious that I'm not going to be able to do anything. And a load of women have messaged me over the last week or so asking how I cope. But in truth, I don't. I just think I'm the same as you. I don't cope. I just deal with it as and when it arises. So the last week, I've honestly had a week from hell. The worst week I've had in probably a couple of weeks because I was unwell just before I went on holiday. I had quite a long run, I think of about 12 days without migraine, which was amazing. But I haven't been very well again. I was just hoping it was hormonal from the change of month 2 to month 3 of my Cleo Vance. But I don't know. So I've got to ride it out until the end of the month, which I'll discuss later in my blog. But the truth of it is, I just don't cope. People ask me how I cope, and I just don't. I just deal with it as it comes every day. I've learned to be really kind to myself, actually. That's the one thing I've taught myself over these last couple of years, is we have to be kinder to ourselves. So if I wake up and I got a migraine and I'm not well, well, I can't change that, and stressing and trying to work in my office when I can't see is just not the way forward. So I've learned to be kinder to myself, to take a tablet and go back to bed. And then when I wake up, I do feel a bit better and I am able to work. And that have happened 3 out of 4 days this week. So that does actually work for me. So by being kinder to myself, I'm stopping a level of anxiety again, probably a bit higher than it is. So I think that's the only way that I cope, because outside of that, I'm like everybody else. I just take each day as I wake up and just hope it's a better day than the last day. But somebody said to me the other day how I feel about being on the menopause and how I describe it. And I've got to say, the word for me with this has been frustrating. I'm just really frustrated that it's been life debilitating for me, that it have literally changed the person that I was and kind of made me a bit of a shadow of the person that I was, just because of the anxiety and all the other issues that have come into play. I'm frustrated that I just can't make plans anymore. You know, I'm frustrated that I've upset and let down some of my friends. You know, I know some people are still a bit irked that I've missed some big events, you know, like big birthdays or weddings and things. But unfortunately, it's not because I don't want to go. It's just because I'm unable to go. And I think unless you're living through the severity of what's going on with your body, some people are not as bad and other people have it quite easy. And I think unless you're feeling it, you just don't know what it is like to live like it every single day. I'm frustrated of feeling ill all the time. If I'm honest, I'm a well person and I'm frustrated that I just don't feel well all the time. You know, it's another let's work in our think about pyjamas day today. But at least I'm fortunate that I work for myself. As I keep saying, if I work for someone else, I think I'd be sacked. And I'm frustrated that I've got no control of my body. So it doesn't matter how kind I am to it or what I eat or what I put into it, it doesn't change my hormonal situation. And that is really frustrating because it's completely out of my control. So I can eat well, I can look after myself, but unfortunately my hormones decide what they're going to do from one day to the next, and that's really frustrating because it's taken that control away from me, and that's frustrating. And I'm also frustrated by the lack of support that's out there. Um, and what's going on at the moment with the manufacturing issues with HRT. I actually went to the doctors myself yesterday. I haven't been very well on this HRT for a while, but also I had an issue with my little finger. I don't know whether you can see how manky that is actually. But anyway, it just started from about Monday onwards. Sunday, Monday, I noticed it was really cold, and was sore, like numb sore, like you stuck it in an ice bucket, kind of numb sore, and it was just freezing. And it didn't matter what I did to it, it had a mind of its own. Now, I'm a mozzie queen, they love me. So the day before we come home from holiday, I had 4 mozzie bites on this little finger, 2 here and 2 here. And on top of that, when I got home, my son forgot how to switch a hose on and water the plants. So I came home to a bit of a plant graveyard. So I had to sort that issue out too. So I cut my finger as well while I was pruning some of my plants and kind of restoring them back to life. So I didn't know initially where there was that. So I went to the doctors. So the doctor diagnosed me yesterday with something called Raynaud's disease, which can be brought on by stress and anxiety. Now, as I've discussed over the last couple of vlogs, my anxiety and stress levels have gone through the roof with what's gone on with me with the menopause, and it's just the change in our bodies, and I know I'm not alone. As I keep saying, this is cathartic, me speaking to you and saying how I feel, because we're all going through the same thing, just in varying levels. And so I don't know whether this is menopause related, and it's been brought on by stress and anxiety of what's been going on, or whether it's the work that I do, because obviously my hands are computer based, so I'm working on my hands. But one way or another, I went to the doctors today. So while I was there, I said to him, right, while I'm here, I need to speak to you about my HRT issues. I've been taking 2 months of Clearvance, this is what's going on. And he went to me, I need to stop you. You've had 10 minutes, you need to make another appointment. I was quite flabbergasted, really. So I said to him, but I got to discuss this issue anyway, and I haven't been very well. And he said, well, no, you made an appointment to come for what you came for, and I can't do more than 10 minutes, so you have to make another appointment. So I've got another appointment. The next available appointment was the 27th of September. So I am going to go and speak to him about my HRT and the issues. But part of me saying why I'm frustrated by what's going on is I'm frustrated with that. The doctors are not taking this seriously. There's a shortage of HRT products at the moment, which have been in the news, so everyone is aware of it. As I said to you, this is now my second product since they swiped my HRT from underneath my feet. So that haven't helped in my mental health and my anxiety and my wellness. I didn't realise how unwell I was, if I'm honest, until I stopped taking the LS Duo. Because I actually said to the doctor, what are they supposed to do? Because I don't feel amazing. I don't feel like I did. And she, quite iffy, she was quite off really, and resorted to me and said, well, it's not going to make you look 10 years younger or your body feel like it's 21 again. And that's not what I wanted. I just wanted my mental well-being to be okay. And that's what I meant with how I didn't feel very well. And it's just as if we're not taken massively seriously. So I haven't been well since the change onto these Clearvance. So I know they've worked for other people, because I've actually got these as I did a Facebook post to ask people on what they were using as a replacement. But at the moment, they haven't settled for me. Now that may take some longer, but I'm frustrated because had this shortage not occurred, then I wouldn't be in this position, and neither would loads of you women that are actually going through it at the moment who are stressing, because I've seen some of the vlogs and the posts that are out there where people are stressing, they're going on holiday, they're asking people, can they share any product that they've got? This is scary, and I just think that the government and the medical associations are not understanding how we feel as women going through this. You find something that makes you feel relatively normal, because, none of us feel ourselves, but we just feel a better version of how we felt prior to taking HRT. And then it swiped from us, and that is just really frustrating, and something got to be done about it just for all of us, really. And I just think our doctors need to be more involved. I just haven't been feeling well. I've suffered from a massive amount of migraines again over the last week. Like I keep saying, it's life debilitating for me, and that sets off other things. So I go to the doctors and they tell me there's a 10-minute rule. These things just have got to be changed. But I'm going to end today on a bit of a joke, really. I don't know whether I should be saying this, but in the honest of, in the openness of being honest with everything, it just culminates. You just couldn't write this. So yesterday my body temperature was freezing, and this little pinky thing isn't helping either, because trust me, this finger is freezing cold and numb cold all the time. So I was freezing yesterday, so I had pajamas on, I had a sweater on, and I'm moaning to my husband, can we put the heating on because it's cold? So he comes and puts the heating on. About an hour later or so, he comes up to the bedroom, and he looked like he was flustered. And I said, what's the matter? And he said, I'm boiling hot, feel my t-shirt. So he stripped off, he was soaking wet. So a little bit after that, we got a bit amorous. And after that happened, I actually had a migraine. Now, the funny thing about this is I had a migraine because I was freezing cold, and having a bit of activity made my temperature rise, which then changed the body temperature in my hormonal body and gave me a migraine. So as women are supposed to say that we don't want any kind of sexual activity because we got a headache, well, it brought it on. Like, this is what this thing is doing to us. So I have to laugh. There got to be some fun amongst all the chaos that's going on in my life at the moment. So you couldn't write it. So I'm going to end it on that note, ladies. Just hope tomorrow is a better day than today. And I just hope you're all getting better in varying stages. And I'll check in with you soon. Have a lovely day.